no means no. Consent should be clear, it should be unambiguous. They should know that early in life. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stokini, and if you are coming across my videos for the first time, you're welcome. Please click on the subscribe button while you're watching the video, okay? And to those who have been watching my videos, I really appreciate it. Thank you. Let me first apologize for any noise you'll be hearing in the background. I'm filming in the office and there's movement around, so it might actually interfere with the video. So just go with the message and let's all enjoy. I hope everybody is okay, because there's a whole lot of stuff going on around the world, and most of them are negative stuff. Wherever you turn to in the media, it's one negative thing or the other, but at the same time there are positive things going on in our lives, right? So I think, or I feel, we should focus more on the positive stuff, because if you put all your energy on negative things, you wouldn't even want to wake up in the morning to start your day. Trust me, it's that bad. Okay, so focus on things that would edify your spirit. Focus on things that will make you happy with your life, even if you're not where you want to be, but just appreciate the positive things going on in your life. Okay, this past week the whole media was going crazy with news of rape, rapists killing their victims, young girls being raped, and victims as well were also finding the courage to come out and say that yes, I was raped, but I've been able to move on. Those who haven't been able to move on have also come up to talk about the trauma they faced, and the whole place was just agog with rape issues. And it got me thinking, like, is that where we are right now in the society? Rape is actually something that gets me very upset, and I felt I should lend my voice as well to discuss. Okay, first of all, rapists are murderers. That's just it. Because even if you don't kill your victim, you kill something in her. The fact that you forced her against her will, against her wish, you've actually killed something in her. And then some of these terrible rapists go further to kill their victims. I mean, how bad or how terrible can you be? And it's just crazy. You create a vacuum in the lives of the families of these people. You kill somebody who had a bright future. I mean, how do rapists even live with themselves? And there's no justification for rape. That's another thing that should be understood, that regardless of what your excuse is as a rapist or what your excuse is as a person, there's no justification for rape. You cannot justify a person being raped. There's really no excuse. So when I see people saying she was dressed a certain way or she was in the wrong place at the wrong time, that's no justification. That's no reason for somebody to be raped just because she was in the wrong place, or just because she has wronged you in the past, or just because she was dressed a certain way. That doesn't give them the right to actually rape these persons. Okay, and again, the punishment for rape or the process of even proving it is an entirely different thing. I want to talk about some other time. Today I want to dwell basically on the home, because these rapists are actually people who come out from families. I think the first step at addressing the issue of rape is from the family, the unit as a family, where these children are actually, where these rapists are actually groomed out from. So I'm going to be sharing some tips that I think should be put into consideration to stop this kind of thing happening to us in the future, happening to our young girls, young adults, the future generation. First issue should be the issue of respect. If children are taught early from the family that they need to respect one another, regardless of what your opinions are about this other person, the basic line is, when you meet somebody out there, you respect the person. If children, if boys understand this, I don't think we would have rapists in the society, because right from childhood they've been taught to understand that even if I don't agree with this person, I need to respect her. So that's one of the basic steps. I think it might sound very trivial or very basic, but it's actually very important, because these rapists do not respect their victims. They see themselves as superior to their victims, and that is why they go ahead to rape them. Okay, so as simple and as basic as it sounds, it is quite important. Parents, guardians, caregivers need to inculcate respect in children. They should learn this kind of thing early, and then when he is grown, he would not depart from it. Second one is parents, guardians, caregivers should try as much as they can to stop genderalizing roles. I don't know if there's a word like that, but I'll explain. What I mean is, can we try as much as we can to take out gender from certain roles, certain chores, certain activities in the house? When that is done, the boy doesn't see himself as superior to the girl, or the girl doesn't feel inferior to the boy. For example, the girl is always in the kitchen, she's always asked to sweep the floor, and then the boy does home chores like washing the car, opening the gate for somebody, or some kind of masculine kind of activities, as we call it. If we try to take out gender from home chores in the house, I think the society would be better. Now, the only difference between a boy and a girl is the fact that he is a boy and she is a girl. They should have equal opportunities. They should do the same chores in the house as children. They should do the same activities in the house as children. That way, the boy will not grow up tomorrow to think that, okay, since this girl is always in the kitchen and I'm always outside, maybe sweeping the floor outside, I'm superior to her. And then since the girl will now begin to think that since I'm always in the kitchen, I'm always sweeping the floor, I'm always, doing some kind of chores, I am inferior to the boy. It might sound very basic as well, but if this is done, it creates a kind of understanding in the child, in the male child, that he isn't superior to any girl. And then when he goes out to the larger society, he would not want to rape her, okay? He would not want to see himself as superior to her and then begin to think of raping her. So that's it. Then the third one is parents need to pay more attention to their caregivers, the kind of maids, housemaids, or people who they leave their children, they leave their male children for and go about their daily activities or businesses, okay? The kind of housemaids that you have, the kind of caregivers that you have that take care of your boys. Oftentimes, these caregivers force themselves on the boy, and then this kind of thing continues, for a long time. The boy, in turn, begins to understand that the only way you can get down with somebody is to force yourself. The only way he knows to have sex, as from childhood, is forcing your way on the person, because same thing had been done to him while he was growing up. So he grows up, goes into the society, and begins to force his way on girls, on females in the society, because that is the only way he knows how to have sex. And since most times sex education isn't taught in the family, this is the only idea he has, and that's how rapists are actually groomed, or that is how rapists are actually born. They see themselves better than their victims. They see it as a way of trying to punish their victims, and most of them have the mentality or the mindset that having sex means forcing yourself on somebody, okay? So just as we are cautious of leaving our female children with caregivers, male caregivers, we should also pay attention to leaving our boys with aunties, female caregivers, housemaids, and all of that. I think that also plays an important role in grooming a person. Finally, we need to teach our children early enough what consent means. No means no. Consent should be clear, it should be unambiguous. They should know that early in life, as young people growing up. All of this is actually just to save the future generation, to minimize the incidences of rape, or even fizzle it out of the entire surface of the earth, okay? now that I have said all of this, I actually feel better and feel like something has just left my chest. I really do hope that this video speaks to somebody out there, and then we try to, correct these little things that we usually take for granted, in the family or in the society. So, to the nugget of the day. Of course, I was going to talk about nugget. Today's nugget is going to be in line with what we've just discussed, okay? And it is accept responsibility. Accepting responsibility is something most times we don't take very seriously. We always try to push the blame to the next person. We always try to blame somebody else, absolving ourselves of such responsibility. And I think not accepting responsibility is the fastest way to remain stagnant. Okay, so if you want to change something, you need to accept the responsibility of doing something different to get a different result. Okay, I hope I'm making sense, but really, right now, parents, guardians, and caregivers need to take responsibility of bringing up the younger generation, the boys, in the right way. I'm not saying you will not pay attention to the girls as well, but since we're talking about rape, we need to pay more attention to how we groom our younger boys, how we groom them to become, men tomorrow. Parents, guardians, caregivers, we need to step up to the responsibility, accept the responsibility, don't move it, don't shift it to the other parent. Okay, you do your own part, the other person does his or her own part, and then we have a balanced society. Okay, and then if you see something that you feel needs to be changed, accept the responsibility and change it. If we accept responsibility, we would have a better society, and we would have fewer cases of rape. We'll have fewer cases of terrible things happening, because we've actually brought up these children, these boys, in a proper way. You've actually inculcated in them some kind of values that they wouldn't depart from when they become, men in the future. Thank you for watching this episode. Please give this video a thumbs up, and then don't forget to subscribe. It doesn't take anything, just click on the subscribe button. Share this video with your family and friends. It might speak to someone out there. And then also, please let me know what you think about this topic in the comment section. So just drop your comments, let's have a discussion in the comment section. Okay, so thank you for watching. I will see you in my next video. Have a blessed day and take care. Bye.